Good morning, hippos. Today, let's read a book about a busy, buzzy bee. And we'll find out what a bee does during their day. Busy Bee has work to do. She crawls out of her hive. She spreads her wings. Busy Bee is looking for a flower. Busy Bee flies over a stream. She flies past an oak tree and into a field. The field is full of wildflowers. Looks like Busy Bee has found what she wants. She wants those flowers so that she can drink the nectar and get the pollen stuck on her legs. Busy Bee lands on a flower. Each flower holds sweet drops of nectar. Bees make nectar into honey. Nectar and honey are food for bees. And people can eat honey too. It's very sweet. Busy Bee laps up the nectar with her long, narrow tongue. She will take it back to the hive. Each flower holds grains of pollen. Flower pollen is food for bees too. The pollen sticks to Busy Bee's furry body. She brings it to the hive on her two back legs. Busy Bee is a worker bee. Inside the hive there are thousands like her. All worker bees are female. Busy Bee dances a dance. She waggles her bottom. She crawls in circles. Her dance shows the other workers the way to find the flower nectar. That's how the bee communicates with the others in their family. To tell them where to find the flower nectar, they do a little dance, and the other bees know what they're supposed to do. Inside the hive, the bees make cells. Some are for the honey the bees make from nectar. Some are for the pollen the bees have collected. Some are for the eggs that the queen bee lays. Each of these little holes is a cell. It's an empty space that will either be for the honey, for the flower pollen, or for a little baby bee. Busy Bee has work to do. First, she feeds the drone bees. All drones are male. Then Busy Bee feeds the queen bee. The queen bee lays 1,000 eggs every day. That is a lot of baby bees. Inside their cells, the eggs hatch into bee grubs. Busy Bee and thousands like her take some pollen mixed with honey. They feed it to the hungry grubs. Busy Bee has work to do. She feeds the bee grubs every day. When the grubs are 9 days old, she seals their cells with waxy covers. Inside their cells, the bee grubs change. They grow legs and wings. They grow long, narrow tongues. In 12 days, they change from grubs to bees. They crawl out and wait for their new wings to dry. Can you see the difference between this bee grub and this one? It's hard to tell what kind of insect this one is going to be. It doesn't have a head, it doesn't have legs, it doesn't have wings. It's just a squishy white body. But after getting fed some yummy honey, it starts to turn into what looks more like a bee. We can see its eyes, Here's its wings starting to grow. And then finally, here's a bee, almost ready to fly. Buzzy Bee and thousands like her touch the young bees with their feelers. They make them welcome in the hive. They feed them honey from the cells. Buzzy Bee is taking really good care of the babies, isn't she? Making sure they're fed, making sure they feel loved in their home. Buzzy Bee has work to do. The young bees are hungry. Where can she find more flower nectar? Where can she find more flower pollen? Maybe she'll need to go out again. Look, another bee is dancing. She's found a garden full of flowers. She waggles her bottom. She crawls in circles. Her dance shows Buzzy Bee how to find the garden. Buzzy Bee and thousands like her fly from the hive. They find the garden full of flowers. They drink the nectar. They take the pollen. Buzzy Bee has work to do. And that is the end. Well, the Buzzy Bee really does do a lot of work for her family. She goes out to the flowers to find pollen and nectar. She makes honey. She feeds the babies and helps them grow. And then goes out and does it all over again. Good work, Buzzy Bee. Bye, hippos.